What are you doing, Hank? Hand is still though. Hey, Fern. Wilson. What are you doing? What you doing, buddy? Oh! Yeah, he's over there. Hey, Tina. Yes, you. It wasn't me that did it, I promise. What?
I said I didn't do it either.
He got spooked by the other kittens, and I was trying to pet him right at that moment, and so he jumped like 5 feet in the air. Did you ever email?
I was busy today. I wasn't going to. Just didn't get a break other than doing lunch.
Is this Tina the same Tina?
Probably.
Okay, well, say something.
I haven't read it, so I don't know. You did.
Well, I didn't know what your conversation was about. Hey,
About
Tina. Sorry he
this.
hasn't gotten back to you about your email yet.
It was about Gus. Why
I
I'm
told-
going to live with Gus. Possibly.
I told him about it, but he just hadn't checked that email yet, and since I wasn't here for the conversation, I was gonna let him reply to it, but he's been too busy with work.
If I don't do it right when you mention it, I don't think about it again.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it 10 times.
10 wrong times, though. I'm in the middle of.
I can't choose what time you're in the middle of everything else. Yeah, hopefully he doesn't test positive again, but
She said she was going to take
who
it
knows?
first part of January. That's what she told me last night. She was going to try to do that.
Do they have a carrier? Do they need a carrier?
I'll offer to loan her one if she needs it. He was tiny enough to be held, I guess, last time he went.
His parents have a cat that showed up at their house that tested positive for FIV when it was a kitten, but has never been back to the vet since then. So they don't know if it would retest negative. And sometimes there's false positives for kittens. All of these guys are negative though. So Tina had shared some stuff about testing and retesting and FIV positive cats living with FIV negative cats and whatnot.
Yeah, and I don't know. If he plays kind of rough, I would be concerned if he does test positive about trying that.
Yeah, he's kind of a jerk.
He's kind of a jerk.
He is so a jerk.
He just,
I'm the crazy cat person, and that cat was mean to me.
he learned a lot of his behaviors from being harassed by a dog.
And children, probably. We'd go over there for dinner, I guess a couple years ago when he was still a little younger. And he'd like attack my back through the back of the chair or attack my hands if,
Because he likes you.
No, he does not like me. Attack my hands if I held them like in my lap under the table. Like I said, I'm a crazy cat person and all animals love me, but
The dog didn't like you too much that one time either.
the only dog that's ever bit me is their like super elderly now miniature poodle mix. It was kind of mean to everybody, but it bit me once and that was it. And then now it loves me. Like super elderly and blind and deaf, but if you let it smell your hand and it recognizes you, then it's happy to be by you again, even though it can't see you or hear you.
Come here and get it.
And speaking of hearing, poor Vinny, getting more and more deaf. Our black lab, who's what, 12, 13.
Well, I think. Two when we got it, and we've been there for 10 years.
2.5, I think. Yeah, he still acts like puppy-like most of the time. You have to be in his eyesight or tap him to get his attention sometimes.
A whistle. He still hears whistles.
Yeah. He's a black lab something mix. No idea what. Just another stray, like everybody. That's my foot. But we took him to the vet not that long ago and everything came back fine on him. He's on thyroid medicine, so they changed his dose on that, and he's a little bit overweight. But other than that, he's totally healthy for his age.
Overweight because he doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Get it, Billy. Get it, Billy.
It sounds like us, right? We don't do anything either.
Hey. Come on.
I think the
Twice your size.
cutest designer mix I've ever seen was a Puggle, the Pug Beagle cross. Yeah, his tail is floofed.
Yeah, he got upset. I don't know what caused that.
What are you doing, Stella? I think it was Lionel that jumped on him, but I don't know. I wasn't watching super closely. I was
It was Lionel.
in my own head.
What happened prior to that? I think there was.
Stella probably got mad at Lionel, and then Lionel took it out on Hank. I still have my crazy incorrect like count. 73 today.
Just way popular.
Secret likes that only I can see. What you doing?
I just got a work email. I'm trying to.
A work email? It's not work hours.
Yeah, but I've been waiting on this all day. Sorry, I'll take you back in just a second.
Wilson, stop trying to beat everyone up who has the dot. Doc, you lazy. have one day of work left before my vacation starts. Oh, nose is running. I'm almost done. I can't do anything about it with my phone. Just a little over a week for me. He's probably going to take a full 2 weeks, but
Maybe Stella's not going to go that way and try to dart out the door again. She hasn't done it again since earlier in the week, but she still kind of walks that way when I come in and out.
You guys have gotten used to this again. But we'll be up here every day, of course, even while we're not working.
Yeah, we have no relief next week. Not that I would take it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Why do you keep putting it on my feet? I definitely still like it, but it's not got the same appeal as it started with.
Yeah, I'll get the feather out now. Fold this.
What you doing, Wilson? You ready for a feather? Spotty belly. Pudgy belly. But you are a little bit roly-poly. You are very roly-poly, Doc. Look at that gut. You are so chubby. Not mean. He doesn't understand I'm insulting him.
He does so.
No, he doesn't.
Rock speaks very good English.
I was over there in Wilson's spot with him.
Just gonna have to leave that feather off.
Yeah. Don't keep trying to jam it in there. So that glue might work. You ready for it, Clara? Every time I say that, I think of the like jock jams thing. Are y'all ready for this? Stumpy says me.
Oh.
Right to him. Without that other feather, it doesn't do the spinny thing.
Maybe a little bit, but not near as good as it did before.
I mean, it wiggles around, but it doesn't spin like a helicopter. That
Like a helicopter.
just around your head like a helicopter. Oh, we're dating ourselves.
Why don't you come down and do some jumps? Oh. Of course, Doc.
Watch out.
Alright, break it up. No. No! You gotta let it go.
Lionel. I ought to get one of these for our cats. We finally bought them another tree. Because the one they've got at home, our cats, is structurally unsound at this point, I think. They've scratched the cardboard tubes, like, completely through in some spots.
You used to be one of the nice ones about this, Lionel. You got this all wrapped around your claw.
So I'm serious about it now. Serious. I think maybe the cat tree was delivered tonight, so we'll see if we feel like putting it together or waiting until we're on vacation. Hey, Mr. Krabs.
Can you tell that? Listen. Feather level expert.
Yep, that's him. Oh! Well, the old one
Come here, Doc.
is in the hallway right now because we put the Christmas tree where it normally is, which is probably why they destroyed our artificial trees in the past, but now we've switched to live trees so we don't have to worry about it getting damaged. So it's like partially blocking the hallway right now, but
Which is really fun when you have to carry laundry baskets up and down the hall.
yeah. So we'll put the new one where that one is right now. It's the exact same kind, just new. We might see if we can repurpose some of the tubes that aren't completely scratched through and just make it a smaller cat tree. Stick that in Tabby's room. This door is not shut. This door doesn't stay shut now.
It does if you give that extra tug. Which I thought I'd done, but apparently I didn't.
What are you doing, bub? I was gonna do that. We bought one cat tree and then the rope, the sisal. I never know how to say that. Is it sisal or sisal? Anyway, the rope came off of most of the posts, so I bought a new one and I took that one apart and I started wrapping new stuff on one of them. And it took like an entire small coil just to do one post. And then I put it aside and never went back to it. It's in a box in the closet. If we were really handy, we'd make our own with like PVC underneath the rope because
It could be done, but it would take a lot of that rope and time that we don't have.
because they tear through that cardboard. If the rope's gone, then the cardboard doesn't stand a chance, especially when we've got as many cats as we have. I also have a number of black cats, so it's like a beige cat tree, and it's basically gray now because it's covered with hair. Hey, Lynette. When I'm more on top of things, I'll like vacuum them and, you know, trim the rope as it comes off, but I have not been on top of things for a while, so they tear the rope off and it just sort of pools at the bottom of the posts and just a big giant mess. Oh, Zelda! Getting Stumpy all excited. Oh, careful! Hank comes a running. Stumpy's down underneath the desk. Yeah, it's just a combination of like rope shreds and carpet pieces and cat hair. Had to vacuum that corner really good before we put the Christmas tree up. And then those incline cardboard scratchers. We have a couple of cats that just go crazy over them and put cardboard scraps all over the floor. Gymnast Zelda. Oh, now she's done.
She runs away from Hank and Wilson when they go all crazy.
Yeah.
She's just as crazy about it as they are.
Oh, give me this.
Let me have a turn. I'm going to keep using that one or switch to a different one to mix it up. Oh, cover it up.
Sorry. Put my hand right in the way.
Variety's sake. Or should I do a worm?
Whichever.
What is that?
Lionel.
Oh my God. Oh, sorry.
We have to trim some claws very soon.
I left the trimmers up. Clippers up here.
Well, I can't do it myself.
I didn't know if you could. Ah! I didn't know if you could do Stella's.
Not by myself.
Let go.
Lionel normally doesn't scratch me up when he jumps in my lap, but his claws are getting a little long and I'm starting to feel it. Ours do too, Lynette. Well, before they're totally destroyed anyway. Now there's just a giant hole in one of them, so they can't really scratch it anymore.
I think at least 2 of them are like that.
Mm-hmm. Go for it, Stumpy. Lily wants it too. Lily is really going to be mad at me next week. If I had an extra room, I would just take Lily home with me. We should have done that way earlier, Fern, but 2 of the cats have decided that the love seat is part of their scratching apparatus, which the couch is 10 years old anyway.
Not quite.
Maybe 9. I think we got it the year we moved in the house.
No, we had those old couches, because remember we got Allie a year after we'd been in the house, and she helped destroy those couches. The old ones. Remember?
Thought that was within a year of moving in the house, but maybe not.
We got her in March of 2009. She didn't help rip it to shreds until she was at least 6 months or a year old. I think it was like winter of 2009, maybe.
We haven't had any destroyed curtains yet. We've had destroyed curtain rods that they've,
Bent.
yeah, they just latch onto the
Well,
curtains
say
and
that, like, curtains in the house are like handmade from fabric.
Yeah, there's nothing
So
really
it's
expensive.
Not fancy curtains, it's just. And there's a bunch that are a little bit snagged and bunched in places because of cats. Especially the ones that are like a lighter weight material.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever we buy curtains, we're definitely gonna have to splurge for the thick, heavy duty kind. Otherwise you're just gonna tear holes in them.
Zelda, you can come down here and chase it.
Get it? Get it? Give it to me.
She just doesn't want to be in between Hank and Wilson. We're living examples of that. It has been fully accepted. Now, whenever we decide to move into a new house, there will probably be a period where we're very uptight about what they do.
Don't scratch that, don't ruin that. And then, oh, he's done. And then we'll just resign ourselves to the fact that we have cats and everything is going to get ruined.
The goal is to move into a house that we never have to move out of ever again. So, not anytime immediately, no. We've got, first and foremost, all these guys have to be adopted before we can really focus on doing things around the house that need to be done before we can sell the old house. We need to replace some windows, do some painting, replace some flooring somehow. I don't know if we'll put more carpet in the house or fix the hardwood under the carpet or put laminate down. I don't know what we're going to do there yet. But yeah, the bathroom has to be totally redone.
Probably the air conditioning.
Yeah, new air conditioning unit. It will probably cost us more money than time.
We are not expert DIYers.
No, I would much rather pay someone than have to refrain from killing one another.
Yeah, we don't work well together in that way. We've learned over the 10 years, 10 plus years we've been together. Plus we only have one bathroom, so it's not like we can work on it a little bit at a time. We gotta pay someone and they've gotta do it and get it done.
Yeah, the joys of small house living. One bathroom.
We had a tiny house before it was hip.
Yeah, well, I hope it's still hip and somebody wants ours.
Not really a tiny house. It's a small house, but it's not a absurdly like actually tiny house.
You know, in terms of home improvement, I can paint.
We've never painted a wall in the house.
I can do very, very basic carpentry if it requires just cutting a board and nailing it to something.
We bought doorknobs. We could change them, but we probably need new doors first.
I've never even spackled.
Change the handle on the screen or the
Yeah, that's
storm door.
minimal knowledge required for that. I can unclog a sink drain. I've done that more times than I want to remember. not without some headache.
It only leaked a little bit. Call a plumber anyway, because the pipe and
The flange going to the drain pipe didn't match up.
so whenever we redo the bathroom, they're gonna have to cut that pipe and make it the right size.
Well,
Right
they'll
now,
just
it's
have to
got,
cut
like,
that
extra
flange off.
gaskets. Oh!
It's got brick walled.
We're not the Kool-Aid man.
Well, hopefully it was his feet and not his face that hit the wall.
We replaced
I'm gonna check on him.
the
He's
shoe in the.
behind the tunnel over there.
Is it called the shoe or is it something else in the tub? And that was a whole bunch of headache.
Oh yeah, because of that tar stuff that they put at the bottom of it. I know that stuff is.
Chisel that.
That's probably standard.
1960s.
Yeah. And there's probably a more useful way to do it, but I don't have the right tools to do it, and I don't ever want to do it again because that stuff got on everything.
Yeah, we'll pay someone to gut it and fix everything where it's the way it's
Yeah.
supposed to be.
I'm kind of cheap about paying people to do things, but as of late, vehicle maintenance and home repairs, I'll just pay someone.
We have more money than time right now. It's a thing.
Yeah.
Weigh how much your time is worth versus the headache and how much you
Sanity.
really save money-wise. You're so silly.
He sat in my lap for a while today.
Yeah? You're that cat now?
I had not pet him in a while, and he came up to me and just started kind of batting at my leg, telling me to pet him, and I picked him up and set him in my lap, and he sat there for a few minutes. He didn't stay very long. So
It's my leg.
he's coming along. He's not as crazy as he once was.
It's mine, give it. It's growling at her. Are you stuck?
Fern, you take your pick.
I'll let it go. Whoa!
As soon as I turn the camera away, she does that.
There she goes. Did it again, just for you.
She's learning from Doc.
You gotta let us have it. Oh, you gotta let it go.
Doc's a little sore, looks better today. You can still see it, but it's not as red and gross looking as it was yesterday. I don't know if you can see it with him turning his head all around or not. It's on this side. Well, can't see there either. Put my hand in the way. You finally get a turn, Zelda. Everybody else tired out.
You ran me off again. Come on.
Yeah, maybe it's the whole Wilson biting on everyone's neck that Zelda's trying to avoid.
Yeah.
Come to think of it, I have not seen him do it to her. He's done it to just about everyone else.
One for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say that thing was looking a little wobbly with his big body on it.
It was propped up on the thing, I think.
Oh. Sorry, Lynette. That's what got me into it. That's when I bought my metal detector after studying all that. I started watching all the guys in Europe that were pulling World War II guns and helmets and all that stuff out of the ground. I didn't really go into it looking for coins and such, but probably pretty difficult to pull anything besides Civil War relics from around here, and those are... How did you do that? Those are few and far between. I've got one Civil War relic. It's an old officer's button.
Well, you just have to think about how much bigger America is than Europe, and how we didn't have that magnitude on our soil.
I was going to say there was no World War on the soil of the United States.
And Native Americans were all spread out.
You'd be surprised. I'm sure there are historic sites and old coins and whatnot there just like anywhere. I don't know what the laws are like there, though. I know in the UK and a lot of countries in Europe, you have to report your finds, and the government gets first dibs on what you get to keep or what you don't. Well, one thing I've learned is that a lot of the guys that make those videos are either a lot better than me, or they have a lot more time to do it and are very selective in what they put in their videos, because I dig...
Those are their highlight reels.
Yeah,
they do a lot more than you.
I get out for 6, 7, 8 hours and I don't find a third of what they find in one video, usually. Yeah, that's what I'm shooting for, is a fat gold ring that's worth a few thousand. That would make me happy. 15,000 could buy me a nice, not Dodge truck.
Or a new ring for me.
Yeah.
No, I don't want a $15,000 ring.
Probably best thing as far as historical relevance is that Civil War officer's button, because the house I found it at, I know all the history of it, and I know the officer's name that lived there and who built the house and a lot of his backstory. Monetarily, not really much to speak of. I found an old watch fob that sold on, there was one on eBay like it that sold for $85. So that's probably the most valuable thing I've found to this point. Other than, I don't know what the melt value of silver is. I found a piece of charm bracelet that was sterling silver. Well, beaches are good. Schoolyards are good. So I may try to get out to some schools while I'm off next week, one day.
While they're off.
Yeah. The older the better.
Yeah, old houses are good. Places where you know there used to be businesses. The heck?
What did you do, Wilson?
I don't know, he heard something. Spooked him when I was trying to get the thing out. The heck, bud?
Wilson.
I was scratching, but he kicked me hard.
Well, he's over it now. But yeah, I went Saturday and like I told you guys, the little cat thing was probably the highlight of the day. Other than that, it was just modern pennies and one modern dime. About the only coinage I found.
I found some Wheaties and
Yeah, not Saturday though. Saturday was
head, whatever, didn't you find one?
Buffalo Head nickels, yeah.
And tax tokens. Those are kind of cool. I mean, not valuable, but neat stuff anyway. And Merry Christmas, you got your new and better and fancier.
Yeah.
detector.
And I took a picture of the serial number, and I still need to register it for the warranty.
I'm gonna send you a new battery thing.
Yeah.
Scratch me.
Well said. You're gonna need a transfusion. He says he's tired. He was starting to pant.
Give it back.
He says, no, it's mine.
Play with them a little bit more.
It doesn't matter. Hey, Doc. Oh.
Just play with the worm. So I don't bleed all over it.
Are you bleeding that bad?
No, just a little spotsy. No.
I was trying to prevent that from happening. Can I have it back, Lionel? Can I have it back? Thank you. What? Yeah.
Thanks, my world. We think so. Hopefully some other people will decide that. Give them a home.
Doc, you almost had it. Just don't be the bear.
No, I don't think there's been anyone emailing through Pet Finder or
I've not seen a thing.
Facebook or anything like that.
Harla's been out of town because she's been kind of hit or miss with messages when I've tried to talk to her, so don't know what she's got going on. She
Still gotta pay for Zelda.
Well, she never confirmed that they had transferred the thing. I know they called me and said they would, but they normally give her an invoice at the end of the month, so until that happens. Wilson. Nope.
They still haven't updated their descriptions and pictures. She's the one who handles the Pet Finder, so I don't know if she'd have time to
We
do it.
haven't updated our video descriptions in ages either.
Mm.
Can I have this? Can I have this? Please? Can I have this? Please, can I have this? Thank you.
I feel like at this point it's basically all the people who've been around for a while. Not exactly attracting new viewers with these adolescent kittens. So it's all you people who've followed them along since they were a lot smaller. Yeah, if they love the feather toy and the, that's the worm end on the feather toy. And I love the laser pointer too.
Oh, you got it again. You got it again. You gotta let go. Let go.
Don't let him get spooked and scratch you too. He's our little wildcat. Trying to hit me in the face with it. What you doing, Zelda?
Can I have this? Thank you. I was trying to give Zelda a turn.
And I guess we'll go ahead and call it a day for today. He's got to stop and get cat food for our cats.
Fun.
And we got to go home and do all of that. So we can come back to work tomorrow and do it all over again. Like I said, my last day before my vacation.
Hopefully mine, but I don't know.
You said you have to be here on Friday to get your packages.
Well, as long as someone's at the front desk, they will sign for them, but I have to come by here regardless.
Yeah.
To feed and scoop boxes and change water and all that stuff. At the very least.
But we'll do it again tomorrow afternoon. Regular time again. So thank you guys all for watching. And we'll see you tomorrow. Say bye, Wilson. Bye, Wilson. And Hank.